Has Batman the Animated Series finally hit their stride with the character the Joker? Well, we're going to find out as we talk about the laughing fish. Hello friends, welcome back to the show. I'm so happy to see all of you coming back as we took a little bit of a break over the December month, just like Batman the Animated Series did for their winter break. But here we are, we're back, and we're starting things off with The Laughing Fish, which originally aired on January 10th, 1993. You have no idea how many takes it took me to say 1993 when I was used to saying 1992 for so long. But I'm so happy to be back. I hope everybody had a great holiday season. All of you contributed a lot of great feedback as to what the future of this channel was going to be as far as Batman the Animated Series. And the general consensus was that everybody wanted to see me finish Batman the Animated Series, and generally speaking, people enjoyed seeing these episodes on the 25th anniversary. So I want to continue that at least through the first season. So it'll be a little bit more sporadic. They do about 1 to 2 episodes a week through January, February, March. And so I'm going to use that opportunity to kind of pepper in the schedule some of the other video suggestions that all of you had. It's like the Batman Mask of the Phantasm. That was a big one that a lot of people suggested, so I'm going to tackle that here in the coming weeks. But needless to say, I'm excited to be back. I'm rejuvenated, I'm excited, and we've got some great episodes that finish out the first season. And this episode really kind of kicks things off really well.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Once again, another Joker episode, a classic kind of Joker episode, The Laughing Fish. This is the Joker episode that I have been mentally comparing all the other Joker episodes to. But we'll get into all that right after we count down the 60-second Joker bomb of the rundown of the episode. So here we go. Some strange fish with the face of the Joker start appearing on boats and throughout Gotham. They find out that it is a toxin that was put in the water that creates these fish to look like the Joker. The Joker goes into the patent office, says he wants a cut of everybody that eats fish. They said they can't do that. So they spray this guy with gas, and Batman comes in and says, well, the toxin only affects the fish and not humans just yet, but the components must be combined to create this. And while they're waiting for the Joker or someone or Harley Quinn or somebody to attack the patent office agent, he turns into a laughing fit, and they realize that it was the gas that he was sprayed with by Harley Quinn. So now they go and protect the next target that Joker has named, the patent office director in charge of the patent office. And while they do that, then his cat sneaks in and gets a hold of and bites him and scratches him, even though that Batman was posing, had switched costumes with this guy. And then they realize that there's only one place that these fish appear, and that is at this aquarium. Bullet goes there, gets captured. Batman goes there to save him, and there's a huge battle between a shark, and Batman comes and prevails, and Joker falls off and jumps into the water with a little ducky inflatable thing, and it is left up for your imagination of whether the Joker lives or dies. Well, why change things now?
Look alive, wage slaves! Presenting that caliph of clowns, that mogul of mountebanks, the one and only Joker!
In this episode, like I said, I think it's the episode that I've been waiting for with the Joker. Some of the other Joker episodes, if you remember when we talked about them, the issue was there wasn't enough of a plot. There was just Joker doing random things, and it just kind of fell flat, and it also seemed like the creators were struggling to do we make Joker the comedy relief, or do we make the Joker kind of a darker villain as he is in the comics? And this episode, I think, strikes the right balance.
This has all been worked out far in advance, Francis. You are merely the last tiny cog in my grand design. So don't speak to me again, okay?
Right from the beginning, it is a very moody episode. It's darker. It is raining. It's the tone of it is just much heavier. And in fact, there is no title card. There's no traditional title card like we see in most of the episodes. And there's also no music to speak of for the first part of the episode, and particularly no Joker theme music except for much later on in the episode. And I think it's like the doorbell or the alarm that goes off when Batman approaches the aquarium.
You're really sick, you know that, boss?
So it creates this darker mood. And even when they first establish Batman watching the dock and seeing the Joker fish, he has that one line.
He's made his move.
When he says that, it just kind of sets this really kind of heavy tone that's going on of what's about to transpire with the Joker.
I hope you've changed your mind, Mr. Francis, because I haven't changed mine.
When we first establish the Joker and we show him in the patent office, there's a fear from everybody. There's a distinct intimidation that is created, and he's not taken lightly.
Your fish?
I told you not to speak!
Yeah, he's dressed up like a clown, and he's laughing and smiling. But there's a fear. There's a real fear there, just like it's portrayed with Charlie in the Joker's Favor. And I think that's the kind of Joker that I like. I don't like him to be really disgusting and dark and just really maniacal and evil. Although that's a choice, and that's one type of the Joker. But it's this kind of Joker that is... It's not a laughing matter. He is a great threat. He's a great adversary to Batman, but he does things with not a lightheartedness, but a playfulness. He gets joy out of creating these awful situations.
But the Joker's insane schemes make sense to him alone.
And I think that balance is struck really well so that this episode plays really well in that matter. And what I mean by that is, once again, we have a plot where the Joker creates these fish that look like him in order to try to get a patent on them so that he can make presumably legitimate money by getting a royalty every time that somebody buys these fish. Of course, you can't patent fish, as the patent office guy tells him, and so he seeks revenge for that. Even Batman alludes to the fact that he did this on purpose. He was just doing this to create... He knew that he couldn't get a patent. He did this to create a problem for himself so that he can he's justified in going around and killing people. And that's the kind of playfulness that I mean with the Joker.
I can't help it. It's the law.
Oh, trying to cheat the Joker, are you?
I guess what I'm saying is that he gets enjoyment out of creating these problems, not that everybody else does.
Yes, well, this is all tremendously boring. Of course, I can always amuse myself watching old Harv give my shark indigestion.
And the episode as a whole, it really created some fun elements with the mystery. Again, it's a very film noir kind of style where they are in the apartments of the patent office guys, waiting for the Joker to make his move, and it's got a kind of a stakeout kind of feel, and he's there with Bullock and Gordon and wondering how the Joker is going to get in there and what's going to happen. And as I was reading about this episode, I guess those elements were pulled from the Joker's first caper that he pulled in the comic books way back in the 40s, where he had targeted a millionaire and was going to get back at him. And so they all staked out at the millionaire's house, and the millionaire ended up falling over dead anyway. And they were trying to figure out how he did this and got away with the diamonds. And it turns out that he went there the night before and injected the guy with a serum to poison him and stole his diamonds and replaced them with counterfeit. And again, just for the playfulness of watching Batman and the cops chasing a red herring. So they kind of pulled from that, and it definitely has that feel of that kind of dark Alfred Hitchcockian sort of flair to it, of not knowing what's happening and what I'm supposed to be watching. And
A Joker fish!
It's affecting him. Look out!
So when it comes time to rank this episode, I was going through the list, and I really felt like this episode was ranked higher as far as the Joker episodes are concerned. So I was kind of bumping it above the Joker, some of the lower ranking Joker episodes. And it ended up falling at the number 19 slot of my favorite episodes of the animated series. We still have Christmas with the Joker and Joker's Favor are still topping out above that. While those episodes also capture a great tone and a great type of character for the Joker, in my opinion, the episodes as a whole are just a great mystery and a great story on their own, whereas this one is probably the best example of the tone of the Joker. The plot just doesn't quite stack up as those other episodes. As far as the actual placement of this episode, it just falls right below Almost Got Him, because Almost Got Him, to me, is the episode that is what makes Batman the Animated Series so much fun. As you see in my review of that episode, no, I don't think that it's as great as everybody makes it out to be, but that kind of twist of way of telling a story is one of the things that really made Batman the Animated Series attractive to me.
See, Batsy, I think of everything!
So in honor of this being the first Batman episode back after the break, I want to know, what have you guys been up to in the meantime? What other YouTube channels have you been watching? What have you been spending your time doing? What did you do over the holiday break? Did you watch any great movies? Did you watch any other great TV shows like Batman the Animated Series, or dig back into the archives of some of the fun shows that we grew up on? Let me know in the comment section below, just so we can kind of get caught up. So if you enjoyed this episode, please click the like button. And if you're looking forward to seeing more of these episodes, just hit the subscribe button. And our next scheduled episode of Batman the Animated Series that I'll be reviewing is next Thursday on January 18th, and it is Harley and Ivy. In the meantime, I'm going to be trying to cook up some other episodes to slip in there of some other things that are going on beyond Batman the Animated Series. So, as always, I'm Andy Knode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.